There are core basic principles of the MonkeyMan style of trading. Stay tuned to discover these mysterious secrets.
So in this video, I'm going to go over the core basic format that I'm always using in the background, no matter how many different experimentations I'm doing with different indicators. I love testing out new ideas, but I always have this simple basic format that I've come back to over and over during the many years that I've been trading. And in a nutshell, that is focusing on one instrument, 3 different time frames, a 5-minute, a 1-minute, and a 60-minute. I've always got key levels on my chart. I'm always looking at some kind of delta or order flow. I like to measure some kind of trend and some kind of reversal or divergence. I'm also measuring volume in some aspect, and I'm looking at basic price action. So everything I just mentioned right there, that is at the foundation of pretty much every workspace. And then I have about 20 different trades that I'm looking for on a daily basis. So sticking with that base setup, I like playing around with a lot of different ideas, constantly trying to learn new things, come up with new ways to see the markets. So I'm going to show the live trade recordings from this session, show you all the trades that I took and why I took them. And even though I was using some experimental indicators and testing out some new approaches today, I still had my basic core setup. And what you're looking at right now is a basic core setup using indicators that are available right now. I took off all of the experimental indicators that you'll see later in the video, but I still have a trend feature, and I still have signals that are printing some kind of reversals or divergence. For these 2 charts, I've got the ultimate Heikin Ashi painting the outlines and the background. The inside of the candle is being painted by the trend and reversal using volume as an input. So when volume is increasing, I've got these gold candles. When volume is decreasing, I've got the purple inside of the candles. And then you can see these green triangles and the red triangles. That's looking for divergence. That's from the trend and reversal indicator. I've got most of these indicators set to calculate on price change. So when the markets are running in real time, I will get a lot more signals printing intrabar versus when I first load the chart and you see the historical signals. This is what they would have looked like if they were printing on bar close. But you can see this morning we had volume increasing with the gold inside of the candle. Heikin Ashi was bullish. We got a nice push up. We got the purple inside of the candle. Volume is decreasing. So after this move up, the volume is drifting off. We get a little retracement. Heikin Ashi goes bearish. We start getting increasing volume. These gold candles down here, you see the volume starts decreasing. So after this big down move, the volume starts decreasing. We get some divergence. We get a retracement to the upside. So those are some of the things that I'd be looking for on this chart setup. I've got the flow stack showing me the delta grid, showing me the delta for the current candle plus the previous 3 bars. And this is both on the 1-minute and the 5-minute charts. So this is just an example of a potential way that you can use my basic core workspace setup and use your favorite indicators to measure trend, reversals, divergence, key levels, delta, order flow, volume, while paying attention to basic price action. Those are the fundamental basics of every one of my setups. So now I'm going to show you the live trade recordings from this morning's session, and you'll be able to see exactly how I got my 50 points for the day, trading just the first hour of the New York Open. Hope you enjoy. Top of the morning, just getting ready for the New York Open. Got my cup of hot chocolate, ready to go. I brought back the dark themed charts. I've got the same setup that I've had in the past couple of videos. I've just added some other signals, some different things painting the outlines and the backgrounds. I got the MMT polarity washout signals on the chart. You can see we got an 8 washout back here. Very nice move down right back to VWAP. All the other signals on the chart are experimental. Right out of the gate, the market is open. We're popping up a bit here. Just got into a short as we pulled up to this 50% wicks level. Also got this special divergence signal intrabar. Got a terrible fill. but the trade worked out just fine. Just grabbed another short up here. Look at this plethora of signals coming in. Got a 6 washout signal, bunch of divergence. If you look up here in the delta grid from the flow stack, you see the previous 2 candles had negative delta across the board. And look at the drop off we are getting now. Holy moly, I just went to go make a second cup of hot chocolate and I missed quite the sell-off here. We just popped down to the 250 SMA here and this previous day view app close. Huge cluster of key levels on the 1 minute. We're getting some hold up here. I went for a long here. We just got a bunch of divergence signals. We're just getting a lot of hold up right in this huge mega cluster of key levels here. Had some reversal signals on the 5 minute as well. And then up in the delta grid, check it out, we had a bunch of positive delta coming in on the ES on the previous candle. That's what made me finally hop in conjunction with everything else going on. Had a bunch of strong previous activity on the delta profile in this area as well. Just got into another long. We came down to the pivot point, bunch of divergent signals on the 1 minute, bunch of reversal signals on the 5 minute. Popped up intra-bar almost right at the beginning of the candle. So I went for another bounce long there. But it came right down to the pivot point, pretty much straight to the tick there. And we just popped up 40 points. So all the different types of signals and things like that don't really matter so much. In my opinion, the most important thing is the key levels and then having some kind of representation of trend and reversals, whatever your favorite might be. And I definitely like looking at delta and order flow on my charts and just basic price action. And then the combination of the 3 different time frames. I've got the 5 minute, the 1 minute, and the 60 minute. I'm usually just sticking to this very basic outline. So even though I'm playing around with indicators all the time, I usually have this basic core setup and methodology and probably around 20 different trade setups that I'm looking for on a daily basis. But I do like having some kind of trend indicator and some kind of divergence and or reversal indicator, and then the key levels, some order flow, a few different time frames, and just looking at basic price action. So that's kind of the core structure that I've just come back to over and over throughout the many years. It allows me to play around and test new ideas and not be jumping around from methodology to methodology, sticking with the same basics while simultaneously being able to test out new ideas. Variety, the spice of life. So I just did a reload ninja script on my charts just to see the difference between signals on price change versus signals on bar close. You can see most of them got wiped out on the 5 minute. Just have a couple of signals here. And similar story on the 1 minute. Just a few signals left. Pretty dang good ones. So there's arguments for both sides. Signals on bar close versus signals on price change. I still like them on price change personally because I'm able to catch more opportunities even though they might not all be the best quality signals. However, I am not a signal trader. As much as I like all the indicator signals, I don't take trades based solely off of signals. I'm factoring in a lot of different things before I enter into a trade. I'm just using these signals as visual representations of certain data points that I'm trying to measure. And I'm taking that into consideration amongst many other things when I'm thinking about getting into a trade. Just went for a short up here. Had a 4 washout signal coming up to pre-market center. Had 15-minute center right above it. Getting some reversal signals on the 5-minute intrabar. We did pop down 10 points. It's just been moving kind of slow the past few minutes. I hopped out early. Grabbed a short up here, had some divergence and reversal signals on the 1 minute. Background went bearish. I thought we pierced this 15-minute center a little too quickly. Was hoping for a pullback towards the 15-minute center, which we just got. Now we're pulling back all the way to the 20 SMA. Major rejection right off of the 20 SMA right there. We have point of control down into this wick. Got intrabar green on green action here. I seem to always end up right around 50 points, right around $100, trading my 1 hour a day. Sometimes a little bit more, sometimes a little bit less, but often just right around the 50 points or $100, stacking the micros. I took a short right at 10:30 after crude oil inventories came out, and it popped down. I was up like 9 points and I hit the market close button, and then I think it only filled me for 4 points, something ridiculous. But it's after 10:30, up over $100 in the Lucid and the Apex accounts, stacking the micros. Gonna call it a day there. I appreciate you taking the time to tune in. Anyone that's out there using code MonkeyMan at Apex, Lucid, Take Profit Trader, Tradeify, or TradeDay, thanks so much for your support. There are links to all of the MMT indicators in the description. If you have any questions, please leave a comment below. I wish you best of luck in your trading. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.